Now children, let's understand about the third type, that is the demonstrative pronoun. Now demonstrative means to point out, to point something like this, that, these, those. So only 4 are demonstrative pronouns. Okay, this, that, these and those. Okay, this, the thing which is near. These in plural where the things are near. Okay, that when singular thing is far. Those when so many things are far away. That time you can say. So these both you use for singular and these both you use for plural. Okay, but this is for near, this is for near, and both these are for far. Okay, so it is like that. This is for nearness. Okay, and this is for far things. Okay, and here you can write, I can write here, this is for singular. Singular, and these are for plural. Okay, so only these 4 are there. Now there are demonstrative adjective also and demonstrative pronoun also. Now how will you come to know about demonstrative adjective and demonstrative pronoun? If I say I like to drink water in this glass. Okay, I like to drink water in this glass. Just after this, you will see there was this thing. I like to drink water in this glass. After this, just after this word, you will find this glass. Noun. Okay. So this, you can say this is adjective, because just after this you will see the article is there, glass. Okay. So this is adjective. It is telling you, pointing out noun. So we call it demonstrative adjective, not demonstrative pronoun. This is demonstrative adjective. Now if I say this is the glass in which I like to drink water, if I write. So this, now I am pointing out, this is the glass I like to drink water in. This is the glass. So I am pointing it out. Now this, now here this stands for what? This stands for glass. Okay. Now here it is pronoun. So demonstrative pronoun. Now you understood the difference between demonstrative adjective and demonstrative pronoun. Demonstrative adjective, you will just, after that it will be followed by a noun. Okay, and here it is not followed by a noun. This is the glass and this. So you can see the difference. Now just after this you have to do one exercise again related to demonstrative pronouns. The exercise given in your book is like fill in the blanks with either demonstrative pronouns or demonstrative adjectives. So you will be doing this exercise, and first one is there done as an example. So I'll just give you 2-3 minutes. Again you can do the exercise. If not, at least half of the exercise you can do, and then I'll let you know the whole exercise. Okay, now children, let's see this fourth one, the interrogative pronouns. Now what are interrogative? The word interrogative means to ask something, to ask a question. So interrogate someone, to ask some inquiries and all. So interrogative pronouns are the words which ask question. For example, like what, where, who. So all these are question words, so we call them interrogative words. Okay, and if you use in place of pronouns, then obviously interrogative pronouns. Now there are interrogative adjectives also, so don't get confused with interrogative pronouns and interrogative adjectives. Now see, if I give you a question like who is the Prime Minister of India? Now this is asking question, isn't it? So this is interrogative pronouns. But if I say which dress you are going to wear, so which dress, this which is just followed by noun, dress. In this case it will be interrogative adjectives. So don't get confused between interrogative adjective and interrogative pronouns. This is the difference between, though it's not given in your book, but when you're going to study in adjectives, this is going to come. So you should know right now only. So always it is that the word will be followed by a noun. And here the word is not followed by a noun. See, here it is a noun. Oh yeah, but not just after this. So this you can say it is interrogative pronoun, whereas this is interrogative adjective. So this is the difference between. Now one exercise is given related to your topic interrogative pronouns. In that you just have to fill in all the interrogative words. So you can do that, and afterwards I will tell you the exercise, the answers of the correct answers of the exercise. Now children, let us do the fifth one, that is a reflexive pronoun. Now what is reflexive pronoun? Reflexive pronouns are the pronouns that take self after it. Okay, for example, if I say myself, so this suffix is being added, self is being added. Now self is for singular and selves, selves, for plural. So my is singular, so I will be adding myself. If I say our, so with ourselves, selves, ourselves. If you are taking it in the singular, self, and in plural, selves. So this is the difference, singular and plural also. Now again, reflexive pronoun, there are two types. Okay, one is reflexive pronoun, the other is emphatic. Okay, so reflexive and emphatic pronoun. Now how will you understand reflexive pronoun and emphatic? Now in emphatic you will find reflexive pronoun, it will come just after the word. Like the sentence I am writing, Gayatri herself did the work. Suppose if I say Gayatri herself did the work. If I hide this, Gayatri did the work, even this will do. But still they have written Gayatri herself did the work. Okay, so this is being used to put emphasis on the word Gayatri, emphasis on the subject, emphasis on the doer of the action. Okay, and your subject. So doer or subject, it is one and the same thing. So this we call it emphatic. Emphatic pronoun. Okay, this is emphatic pronoun. Let's take another example which is given in your book, that you yourself checked. You yourself checked in the morning. Okay, so if I hide this, you checked in the morning, even this will do, but still they have written yourself, you yourself checked. Okay, so this word is just used to put emphasis on the subject, emphasis on the doer of the action. So that is why this we call it as emphatic pronouns. Whereas what are reflexive pronouns? That I did the work, so I did the work myself. See where the word myself is. But again, this is used for this only. I is singular, even myself we use it in singular. So in the singular and plural also it remains the same. The form is same. For emphatic and reflexive both, the form is same. If it is in singular, they'll use singular. If it is in plural, they'll use in plural. Both they are same, and they refer to the subject also. Both they are same. But you will find that reflexive, this word just followed after the subject. You will find it near. That you call it emphatic, and see the word which is far, you call it reflexive pronoun. Now after that, one exercise is given to you, that is put the circle around the pronouns in each sentence and say whether they are reflexive or emphatic. So you have to do this exercise. So first you just read the sentence and then put the circle around the pronouns. Wherever you find pronoun, you can just put a circle, and just on top you can write whether it is reflexive pronoun or it is emphatic pronoun. After that, when you solve it yourself, I'll give you the answers also of the exercise.